Hello, my beautiful people, and hello, my perfume lovers. Welcome to my channel. I'm super glad you're here. It's been actually a very long time since I filmed the last video because I've been uploading the video like over a week ago, but I was filming it for way before longer. So I'm here with another review. If you're new here, my name is Martin and I do perfume reviews. So designer fragrances, niche fragrances, Middle Eastern fragrances especially. I talk about that. So if this sounds like content you would like to see more, then consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And on that point, thank you very much because surpassed like 1,000 followers and even more now. I'm super happy and super thankful. So thank you for the support, for following me, watching my videos, all my friends and all the people around the world that are here and watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Really, it means a lot and I'm super happy and I'm going for more. I'm hoping like my channel is going to grow even more, but from what I have for now, I'm super thankful for. So yes, the fragrance I'm going to talk about today is another fragrance from Swiss Arabian, which is a Middle Eastern brand, and they have amazing fragrances. If you know me, if you watch my channel, you know I'm a big fan of Shaghaf Oud. This is one of my top 10 fragrances. I wear it a lot. And they actually launched a new fragrance not a long time ago. And the fragrance they launched is Shaghaf Oud Azraq. So this is the packaging here. And it's actually not available here in Austria or in Europe. I got this from a friend. She was in Dubai and she got it for me, and it was like the last piece they had in this store. So good for me, it's lucky me, and I'm super happy. And here we have a beautiful presentation, a nice box, blue box, and then we have a heavy, beautiful bottle. I love the color, it's a deep blue color, and a golden cap and matte. Like if you know Shaghaf, for example, it's more or less a fingerprint magnet. This one here is not. So when it comes to the scent, and this is somehow a tricky part because I've tried this fragrance a few times already, but I'm not sure yet if I like it or what to think about this fragrance. If I'm quite honest, I actually have it on my hand. And it's, let's say, unique, very special, definitely not a safe blind buy. This is what I can tell you for now. Don't blind buy this if you don't really know what to expect because I can't even compare it to other fragrances, but I will get to this point later. However, this is really a very strong fragrance, very dense. Let me show you the atomizer. The atomizer is fantastic. And the scent. I like the scent in the air more than I like on my hand. I feel like in the air, it's a little bit more easy to smell and easy to like than on my hand overall. The opening is very strong, kind of alcoholic, kind of boozy as well. You get a blast of patchouli, you get leather. Even though in the opening there's actually the oud listed and the honey, I get leather and patchouli instantly. And so yes, you get the honey, you get the oud in here, and you get cinnamon in here, you get the vanilla in here. You do get everything delisted in here. Right in the opening, as I said, a big blast of patchouli and leather, and you do get the oud. But it is a very refined oud in my opinion. It's not really one of these ouds where it's very animalic. And the oud is definitely more in the background. I feel like what's really dominant here is definitely the patchouli, as I said, and the leather. And that honey note is definitely a note I smell, but I wouldn't say that this is your typical sweet kind of honey fragrance. If you know, for example, Nexus by Sergio, which is a fragrance I have in my collection, and I really love this fragrance. You smell the honey in here, and it's very, very well blended with the tobacco, for example, and the lavender. And here the honey just adds slight sweetness, and it's not like synthetic honey. The honey you have in here is very realistic, and you do get the vanilla as well. And I feel like that the vanilla and the honey add the right amount of sweetness to it. But if I'm quite honest, I was definitely expecting something else. I was expecting more of a gourmand kind of fragrance, especially with the honey and with the bourbon vanilla. But this is not a gourmand fragrance, definitely not. What I can tell you from the comparison, the first time I smelled this, I was thinking about Fucking Fabulous by Tom Ford. You get that because Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous has that heavy leather notes, and also Oud for Glory or Oud for Greatness, depends on which one you know or have. So Oud for Glory is a fragrance I have in my collection by Lattafa, which is very oud dominant and patchouli, and somehow it reminds me of this fragrance. However, in my opinion, this is even stronger and denser, so really you have to keep that in mind. As I said, don't blind buy. Like for me, it was a blind buy. I wasn't able to really get a small tester or just a fill up, so I was like, okay, let me just get the full bottle. It was around 50 euro. I was like, okay, if it's not worth it, if I don't like it, somehow I will maybe be able to layer with other fragrances. Maybe it's going to grow on me, or I can even gift it to somebody else. Still, I don't know if I'm going to wear it. This is definitely not a fragrance I'm going for, but there are definitely people out there that that are going to really like this fragrance and enjoy this fragrance. In my opinion, this is unisex, yes, but it definitely goes into that masculine direction, especially with the heavy leather note and the patchouli you have in here, similar to Oud for Glory or Fucking Fabulous. They're both unisex fragrances, but going into that masculine direction. And I know like there are a lot of women out there that like this type of fragrances, which is totally fine. So if you're one of these women, then you are probably going to enjoy this fragrance as well. So you have to keep in mind, as I said, not a safe blind buy, but I feel like worth it if you like patchouli and leather. Cinnamon, you do get the cinnamon in here, and all the notes you have in here are very realistic. It's not like synthetic smelling, in my opinion, which I really like and I really appreciate. But I feel like Swiss Arabian overall does amazing fragrances. If you take, for example, Shaghaf Oud, you have the praline in here and you have the saffron and the rose, and you do get all the notes, and it smells very realistic and you get niche quality. And there is no exception when it comes to this fragrance. You get really the best quality, you get niche quality. This fragrance could be easily sold for 200, 250 euro. And what I really like about this fragrance is that it's unique. I've never smelled anything like this. Like, trust me, even though there are some associations and some similarities with other fragrances, as I said, this is truly unique. If you're going to wear this, be prepared. People are going to be maybe on the one hand stunned, on the one other hand maybe like even annoyed by it. This is not a people pleaser in my opinion, but for the cold weather this is perfect. This is the next thing. When can you even wear this type of fragrance? I feel like this is really like, we have winter now, perfect for the colder days. I don't really see this one in the summer. I feel like in the summer it's not going to develop as beautiful as it's going to in the winter. And I mean, if you take cinnamon and you have the patchouli and the leather, like these type of notes are usually in winter fragrances or fall fragrances. I feel like you can also wear this in the fall, maybe like in the spring on colder evenings, but this is definitely something I wouldn't wear in the summer heat. I just know it's going to annoy me, like it's going to cause probably even headache, because this is really, really strong. This is a beast mode fragrance, which leads me to the next point, longevity. I get around 7 to 8 hours, but when I say 7 to 8 hours, it's still going strong on the skin. You can smell it. Like if you overspray it, overdo it, I feel like you're going to get a projection of around 4 hours, even 5 hours. So this is really a very, very strong fragrance for all my people out there that like that strong and heavy fragrances with that Middle Eastern DNA. You are going to love this fragrance. Like I just know it. For me, when it comes to my personal taste, I'm not the biggest fan of this fragrance, but I'm still working on it. And I don't want to force it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But I'm still not sure if I even like it or don't. I definitely know I'm not loving it on its own. When it comes to layering, yes, like there are definitely some layering combos. For example, for me it works very nice with Oud for Glory. For me it works very nice with Naxos by Sturgeoff, which, because Naxos by Sturgeoff is a very tobacco dominant fragrance with the honey, and then you add this fragrance which is a oud bomb with leather and patchouli, works very well as well. Very interesting combination. So let's sum it up. Overall, this is a beast mode fragrance, amazing niche quality, really. I wouldn't say that this is like perfectly blended. In my opinion, it's not really, how can I say, it's lacking a little bit of harmony. I feel like they're better blended fragrances, but still, this is a fragrance that's very unique. If you're looking for something that many people don't know, if you're looking for a fragrance actually no one smells like or no one's wearing, then this is really the right fragrance for you, especially if you like strong and heavy oriental fragrances. This really gives oriental vibes. You know, you think about the Middle East and think about spices, a lot of spices, and it is also kind of woodsy as well. It is also like the vanilla you have in here, very realistic. So really, really, really a fragrance I would recommend to you if you are willing to risk it. It's risky. It's definitely not an easy to grab, easy to wear kind of DNA, but I feel like you can work through it, and always like the layering combinations are a saver. So if you don't know what to do with the fragrance in case you don't like it, there are definitely many layering combinations you can try. You can add, for example, some gourmand fragrances to it. For example, I feel like also with Shaghaf Oud, I haven't tried it, for example, with Shaghaf Oud, but I feel like with Shaghaf Oud, it's also going to work because you have oud, and then you have the pralino with tobacco, with the honey in here, and with the cinnamon, and then the saffron, which is another spice. So I will definitely even try the layering combo and keep you guys updated. Maybe it's going to work as well. So this is actually it so far. I don't know if I'm going to do an update, but for now I feel like I've tried my best. I've been wearing it a few times, testing it a few times, ask my friends what they think about it, and really polarizing. This is a polarizing scent. In my opinion, the most one of the most polarizing scents I've in my collection. And on that terms, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, thank you for the over 1,000 followers now I have. I really, really appreciate it a lot. And I'm looking forward to do many new reviews because there's so many fragrances and decants I actually got. And I'm going to test them and tell you my thoughts on that. If you've tried this fragrance, which I feel like most of you haven't yet, then please still tell me your thoughts. And even if you haven't tried it, ask me questions. If you have like specific questions on this fragrance, I'm open and willing to answer them. And I hope to see you guys very, very soon for another review. Thank you.